up, everybody? What up, man? You're like, where have you been? Check it out, man. I had an issue. I guess not an issue, but I had something that I had to take care of. Our business was super busy in the spring, right? We were loaded. And then May 4th came around and we had 75-mile-an-hour winds for literally all day. So just like last March, this May blew off all the roofs in the entire city. So I've been literally, I was already loaded before this happened, and then this happened, this windstorm happened, and then it was just like balls to the walls. I had to stop everything that I was doing and literally take a break and work on my business instead of in my business. So I'm still looking for a full-time customer service person to add to the team and a part-time bookkeeper just to keep up with all the stuff we had going on. But I had to get the marketing right. I had to get a lot of things right. I had to add in another crew, and I just had to take time and work on my business. And then the windstorm happened, and then it was just like I had to go out and tarp all these roofs, and just the same thing, man. Go out and hustle, start knocking on doors, tarp all these roofs, get everything checked, get all the invoices for the emergency tarp, send them to the insurance companies, file all the claims, meet all the adjusters. So it's been a little bit crazy, man. It's been a little bit crazy. I have some videos I've been taking, but now I'm here waiting for an adjuster to look at this house. So let's check it out, man. So I came here the day after the windstorm. I tarped all this shit by myself. So I had so many guys out, and I just figured, you know, let them do what they do, and I can go around and do what I do, because I can do the same amount myself. So I threw all these tarps up here. It's a big monster on the pole barn. We'll walk around this house. So this house, it was weird. It was like a swirling wind. In the morning it came from the southeast, and then in the evening the wind came from the north. So literally all sides of houses in different areas got ruined. So it caused quite a bit of damage. All the IKO shingles in the city blew off. So I love IKO shingles. They keep us working. We always want the builders to keep installing the IKOs. So let's climb up to this peak. Here we go. So we got like an 8 back here. Got a 12 back here. Yeah, I literally installed this thing by myself on a cushion. That's why it's all on a weird shape. So there's a bunch of, you know, damaged shingles back here. I marked these areas with button caps where the shingles, you know, once I pop these button caps, come on. See how this is flappy? Now what they're looking for is when you look underneath the shingle, see how the nail head comes through the shingle? So that shingle's damaged, so that shingle's covered. So that's what they're looking for. Now if we pop out all these, the whole thing's gonna come up in like a sheet. But I wanted to temp it just so that we can wait for the insurance company. So I always put markers where they go. Some companies like them, some don't, I don't care. So this is the damage that they're looking for. Unless the shingle's missing, they want to make sure that this is ripped here. So you'll see a lot of that throughout the house. One thing you never want to do, don't be one of those guys where there's like 5 or 6 shingles blown off in a square and you put a 20 by 30 tarp on the top. The adjuster's you know, the whole key to meeting the adjuster out here is to get to know them and get to know their work and how they work. Get to know them personally, but you know, make you a better insurance company, or you know, a better contracting with insurance companies. So you always walk up here with them. You always ask them questions. Most of them are really cool. You know, sometimes you get some assholes, but just like every business, you know, you're gonna find some assholes. But you know, most of them are cool. You can always say, you know, this is one of my first wind claims or hail claims. Show me what you're looking for. Why are you chalking? What does that mean? What does BT mean? What does H equals mean? You know, you can always ask them questions. Yeah, I put down this mug all by myself. Tucked it up under the shingles, button capped it. There's a ton of shingles missing under here. That's a shot of the barn over there. So this roof's probably 60 square. Oh, there's my insurance adjuster. She's one of my favorite ladies. So I know her really well. But that's about it. I'm gonna go deal with her and then we'll talk after. All right, guys, so our adjuster has come and gone. They gave us the go-ahead on the entire roof, so that's always a plus, man. I figured something like this will probably come out to, I don't know, somewhere around like 35, 40 to do. Take the crew probably a day and a half. So should be a 50% or better margin on this bad boy. So I was showing you around. Again, you know, I use button nails to do everything. What we're looking for is ripping or the nail being pulled through the shingles. So see there, it's hard to see. Those nails are not pulled through. I just put these down to hold all these three down. So there we go, we got another one right there. So you can see how that nail's pulled itself through the shingle. Creasing obviously from wind. I tarped off everything I could. I took pictures. Big, huge deal, man. Take pictures before you lay tarps and you won't have to take the damn tarps off. So I gave her all my pictures before she even got here. So I didn't have to remove these tarps. It's a pain in the ass removing the tarps. My tarp charge on this one was $18.50. Again, I did it by myself. It was windy. I figure $1,850 is pretty sufficient. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 tarps total on this house. So I think that's pretty fair. Insurance company can always come back and say no, but why not write it up? In this case, it's approved. So that's pretty much it, man. So that's pretty much it, man. This is the game. This is how it's done. Check it out, check it out. So people ask me questions about the insurance game. And one of the questions I get a lot is, how do you gain insurance work? There is no advertising or Angie's List or Google to get insurance work. I mean, you can get on insurance programs, which is tough to do. I'm just getting my HAG certification now, so I'll be able to be in touch with more adjusters and they can send me out instead of sending a roof assistant or somebody like that out. They can just send me direct. I can take my own pictures, write my own Exactimate. I write Exactimate now, but it's just a little bit more in tune. But basically, you just got to show up, be kind, set the ladder for them, show them whatever they need, ask questions, get to know them, shake their hand, and always give them a card, and just say, hey, if you're ever in the area and you need help getting on a roof, or you need help with putting a tarp back together, or need any supplies, let me know. And every time you see them, you greet them and remember who they are, and it's just like a customer, you know. You just want to get in with the adjusters. Always be honest. Don't put big ass tarps covering sections unless there's damage on the entire section, because they do not like that. But be honest and you know, do good work, because there's nothing worse than when, you know, you get a full roof covered and then you're waiting to do the insurance, you're waiting to do the repair, and then the homeowner calls the adjuster like, hey, what's going on? When is this, you know, going down? Or gives any negative feedback to the insurance company. You definitely don't want that. So you just got to be kind, man. You got to be on it. You got to chase it. Knock on doors, hand people cards. A lot of times I'll file claims for the homeowner. I'll just ask them for a copy of their policy. And I'll call them, you know, you can call insurance companies direct and file a claim for the customer. They don't have to do anything. You can get the policy number, you know, call 1-800 Farm Bureau or, you know, Allstate and say, hey, I want to file a claim for so-and-so on this date. This is the loss. This is their address. I'd like to schedule a time for an adjuster. You can do all that. The homeowner doesn't have to do that. You can do all that for them. And then when they come, just greet them and they'll get used to seeing you. You know, that's how it's done. Another thing is, this is a big problem, guys. And I'm sure anybody that's done insurance work has dealt with this. So you go out to a client's house, you tell them that, hey, you know, there's damage, we need to file a claim. You file the claim or they file the claim. You come out, meet the adjuster, write the estimate. The homeowner gets a check for 20, 30 grand and calls another roofer that can do the job for 15 instead of 30 and goes with them and pockets the money. It happens all the time. It's like my biggest. So any adjuster that you know, or I mean, I request it every time, is a two-party check. So when the adjuster writes the check to the homeowner, your name, it says Paramount Building Inc. and Tim Jones. That's how the check writes. So it takes both of us to cancel that thing. So always request two-party checks. Some insurance companies will do it, some of them won't. There's also a sheet that I make everybody sign saying that if I do all this work for you, right, Xactimate, that we're going to be your go-to service. Now, as far as holding up in court and stuff, I don't know if that is an actual binding contract. It's literally I don't have one with me, I don't think. Here, I show it to you. It says Paramount Building Inc. is now going to do all the renovations to this property for the loss on this date, you know, with this insurance company. And I'll always hand the insurance adjuster a copy, make the homeowner sign a copy, put it on file. But I've still had people back out and say, you know, find someone cheaper because, you know, the insurance money is so much higher. It's a dick move, but you know, when there's big money involved, people are not as loyal as you would hope they'd be. I just dealt with this in Macomb. Macomb's a funny place. It's the east side of our state, or our Metro Detroit area, and everybody lives in $300,000 and $400,000 houses. And all the houses were built like 2007, 2008. So when the market went down, all these houses, these big nice houses went, you know, the prices went way down, and all these people moved into them. So none of them really have money. So they're always trying to, I don't want to say none of them, but a lot of times what you'll see is people in $300,000 or $400,000 houses with Cadillacs that need financing for their roof. So this is something that, you know, again, they'll get you to come out. And I went to this one, I got it sold. They only wanted to do half the roof. I called and negotiated the entire roof. I called a contractor, lined up a contractor for stucco, I lined up a contractor for drywall. I did all this work, wrote it all in Xactimate. I wrote it all in Xactimate, and then just never heard from him again. Called him, like, oh, the roof's already done. We found somebody to do it cheaper. So the roof came out to like 26 grand. They found somebody to do it for 17, write it for the full amount, and then pocketed the rest. I mean, it's nothing you're gonna stop, but there's ways to get around it, you know, or try your best. Have them sign a sheet, 2-party checks, tell the people up front, you know, shake their hands, look in their eyes and say, listen, I'm your man, I'm gonna do a great job, I'm gonna put on quality shingles, I'm not gonna put on 3 tabs, just because 3 tabs blew off. We're still gonna upgrade it to, you know, Landmark Pros or Northgates or better, whatever, you know, you wanna sell. And, you know, this is, I'll absorb your deductible. You know, people do that if you wanna do that. You know, you're not supposed to do that, but you can always write it up as advertising fee. You put a sign in front of their house, deduct $1,000 from their total bill. That's totally legal. Console, you know, write the estimate, $1,000, whatever. You know, you can always make it happen. So I don't like to say too much about stuff that's not legit, but this is, you know, as real as it gets, man. I always shoot you guys straight. I never bullshit you guys. I never fabricate anything. I tell you exactly how it goes. Even if the certain people see it, it put my ass in hot water. But, you know, this shit's important to know, and it takes years to understand. So if I can give it to you, then that's how I roll, man. I will. The only questions I won't answer, and sometimes people email me about this, is anything to do with taxes, workers' comp, liability insurance, paying subs, 1099, anything to do with government, no, and anything to do with workers' comp and liability, no. You guys have to figure that stuff out on your own. There's ways to do anything if you want to know, and ask people locally, but I'm not willing to tangle with any of those people. So, but that's it, man. We're gonna come next week. We're gonna rock this baby out. I'm gonna shoot more videos, I promise, man. I crashed my drone. So I crashed my drone. I know it's crazy, right? I'll put the footage in this video, so check it out in like 2 seconds.
Let's get it.
Falls down. So I bought a new one. I sent the old one to DGI to get fixed, and then I sent a new one. I'm charging it down here. I'm gonna try to get pictures of this house before and afters. So, but all right, guys, you'll hear from me again soon. I will not take another month hiatus. I will be on point for you. Now that we're cranking busy, I mean, we got so much fucking work. I don't know what time. You know, it gets overwhelming at times. It's nice, but it gets overwhelming at times. So. I'll let you know how this claim goes. Share the paperwork with you guys. Share the before and after pictures. Well, you see the before right now. I'll take an after video once we're done and let you know what the scoop is. But it's not bad. Should be easy. Easy couple days. You know, shouldn't cost more than $20 to do this. So we'll see. Sorry guys, I gotta get back to it. I gotta go meet an adjuster in Washington. But all right, man. Later.